Today we are going to do our lesson, the Sermon at Benaras. Now, this is a story of Lord Buddha. It shows us about the early life of Lord Buddha, who was born as a prince in the royal family. All of you all must have heard the story of Lord Buddha, who was Prince Siddhartha and later on got enlightenment and came to be known as Lord Buddha. When he was exposed to the sufferings of the world, so what did he do? He left his princehood, he left his palace, and then he went away to the forest, left all his worldly pleasures, and he went to find out in search of salvation. When he had attained the spiritual awakening, at that time he gave his first sermon in the city of Benaras. Now see, do you know what is a sermon? We talk about a lecture. Lecture is something which is given in a class or anything else which a person speaks. When we do a talk, that is when जब आपस में अपन बातचीत करते हैं, so that is called a talk. But sermon is a spiritual talk given by any holy person. And so this was his first sermon after he got a spiritual awakening. And it's a story about Kisa Gautami, whom he made her realize that all men are mortal and our ultimate is that we are going to get death. So we should not grieve about anything, because if we grieve, it will only give us pain and suffering. Now we go on to the chapter. First of all, our chapter starts with the story of Gautam Buddha when he was a child. When he was a young prince, he was named as Siddhartha Gautam. Now why is he called as Gautam at the back? Because he was the son of Gautami. His mother's name was Gautami, and that is why he got this name as Siddhartha Gautam. He was a prince of northern India. At the age of 12, he was sent away for schooling in the Hindu sacred scriptures. He did Hindu scriptures for 4 years, and then he returned back home and he married a princess. They had a son also, who was about 10 years when he had left the palace. Now Siddhartha, at the age of 25, one day when he was going around in the city, he met 3 people. One was a sick man, second was an aged man who was taken for procession, funeral procession, who had died. And the other suffering that he saw was a monk who was begging for alms. So at that time he felt that the world is full of pain and sorrow. And so he thought कि I should leave this place. मुझे यहाँ ये सब छोड़ के, ये सारा worldly pleasures छोड़ के, I should go and try to find out what is the cause behind these sorrows. I want to find out, I want to get salvation. I want to find out about this world, and so to seek enlightenment, he left his royal palace and went away to get a higher sense of spiritual knowledge. First of all, he kept on wandering for 7 years, and then finally he sat down on a peepal tree. And there is where he got his enlightenment, under the Bodh Gaya tree, that Bodhi tree, which we call as the tree of wisdom. And it was when he got his enlightenment under this people tree, he named this tree as Bodhi tree. And that was which is called the tree of wisdom. And it was here where he started sharing his new understandings. It was here where he got his new name, Buddha. बुद्धा मीन्स द वन हु इज अवेकेंड, जो जाग गया है, जिसको एनलाइटमेंट मिल गया है. सो बुद्धा preached his first sermon at the city of Benaras. So it was here where he gave his sermons. And the first sermon he gave at the city of Benaras, which is said to be the holy place for the Hindus who come to dip in the river Ganges. So he gave his wisdom and he said that everyone are suffering. There's unending suffering, but he gave a new perspective about the man's unending sufferings. Now one day what happened, there was a woman called Kisagatomi. She had the only child, and what happened? He died in her grief. Now in grief she went and took the dead child to all the neighbors and asked them to give her medicine. The people told her that your son is dead. There can be no wonder drug which can bring your son back to life. But one of them told him that instead of going from door to door, no one is a physician. Why don't you go to Shakya Muni? Now see, Buddha is also called a Shakya Muni because he belonged to the clan of Shakya. So filled with the hope, the lady visited Gautam Buddha and begged him to cure her child. The Buddha said that you go and get me some mustard seeds, but the mustard seed should be from the place or from the family who has not lost a child or husband or parent or friend. Means no one must have died in that house. Only from that house you have to get me some mustard. Now Kisagotmi went from house to house and asking for mustard seeds. But wherever she went, she got the answer that someone's daughter has died or someone's father has died or someone's mother has died. Means every place, everyone has died. So at that time, even the people said that why are you coming here? Because when you're coming and asking us about this, that has someone died or not, you are reminding us of our deepest griefs. आप हम लोगों को फिर से हमारे घाव ताज़ा कर रहे हो, हमको हमारी यादों में मेमोरीज ताज़ा कर रहे हो. So she did not get any house to get mustard seeds from her. Now Kusagotmi, she was tired, she was hopeless. She sat down somewhere at the edge of the road and she just kept on looking at the city. Now she started reflecting, and after when she did deep reflection, she came to know that yes, man's fate is this way. Man की किस्मत है, जैसे वो सिटी लाइट्स फ्लिकर करती है, फिर एक्सटिंग्विश करती है, फिर लग जाती है, उसी तरह मैन की भी लाइफ है. That you will have sorrow, you will have happiness. And she also reflected and came to know that a person who is born, जिसने birth लिया है, he will die. Because man is mortal. वो immortal नहीं है, अमर नहीं है. And we have to get ourselves free from this worldly pleasures. हमें हमारे selfishness और सबसे बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा. So then Buddha said that the life of mortals in this world is trouble and grief. He said कि कहीं भी पीस नहीं है, बिकॉज ये फैक्ट है कि अगर एक जना बॉर्न है तो उसे ये वर्ल्ड छोड़ के जाना पड़ेगा. जैसे राइप फ्रूट होता है, इट ऑल्सो हैज़ टू फॉल अवे फ्रॉम द ट्री. उसे अपनी ट्री से नीचे गिरना पड़ता है. जैसे अर्दन वेसल्स होते हैं, मिट्टी के बर्तन होते हैं, वो भी एक पॉइंट पे आके ब्रेक हो जाते हैं. तो चाहे ओल्ड हो, यंग हो, फुलिश हो, वाइज हो, डेथ किसी को नहीं छोड़ती है. डेथ तो आपको मरना ही पड़ेगा. सो द ओनली वे डेथ वर्क्स इज कि उसको यहाँ से पर्सन को ले जाता है जो यहाँ एग्जिस्ट करता है. एंड नो वन कैन कंट्रोल डेथ. कोई फादर नहीं कर सकता, कोई वो ना तो अपने बच्चे को बचा सकता है, ना अपने रिलेटिव को बचा सकता है. यू कैन नॉट. जैसे ऑक्स है, उसको भी स्लॉटर हाउस में ले जाते हैं मारने के लिए. तो उसी तरह कोई भी मॉर्टल नहीं है और कोई भी पीछे नहीं छूट सकता. तो जिसको ये ट्रुथ मालूम पड़ जाए कि हाँ, और उसको ग्रीव नहीं करे, मतलब उसके लॉस पे रोए नहीं, वो ही रियली में पर्सन है जो हैप्पी हो सकता है. नहीं तो अगर वो ग्रीव करता रहेगा तो वो कभी भी अपने आप को इस सौरों से बाहर नहीं निकाल सकता. यही वाइज लॉर्ड बुद्धा ने अपना विजडम दिया. बोले रोने से कुछ नहीं होता. दैट्स व्हाट लॉर्ड बुद्धा सेड. देयर इज नथिंग वीपिंग. आप वीप करते रहोगे, यू विल कीप ऑन क्राइंग, यू विल कीप ऑन ग्रीफिंग, यू विल बी इन सॉरो. दैट विल ब्रिंग ओनली मिजरेबिलिटी टू यू. आपको मिजरेबल बनाएगा. You will become sick and it will multiply your pain and suffering. आपका पेन और सफरिंग को मल्टीप्लाई करता रहेगा. सो जिसने ये एरो ड्रॉ कर दिया है वो पीस ऑफ माइंड पा सकता है. Who moves away from all this sorrow, from grief, वो ही path of salvation पा सकता है. Only he will get the salvation path. नहीं तो you will never be free from